Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your boy Jason, Barber and Educator, coming back at you again. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the leading Texas Barber State Board Practical Exam trainer in the state of Texas, and I'm also a licensed barber instructor and also a licensed cosmetology instructor. And right now, this is part of my online cosmetology practical exam preparation course, all right? And what we're working on right now is the permanent waving service section. So I'm gonna read from the CIB, what they're looking for on the exam. All right, the next section is the permanent wave service. Please wrap a minimum of 6 rods in the center back section. You will be instructed by your rater to demonstrate saturation and test curl. You have 22 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 11 minutes remaining. Now, normally after that, if they read that at the state board, they're gonna say, you may begin. As you can see, for those you got the course, you already know that. All right, so if y'all see this somewhere else, like on YouTube or anything like that, that's who I'm speaking certain things. By the way, if this is on YouTube, hit like and share. So the steps you're gonna do, you're gonna sanitize your hands, you're gonna prepare the mannequin for service, you're gonna subsection hair and wrap a minimum of 12 rods, a minimum of 6 rods. You're gonna place bands in the proper position, you're gonna demonstrate saturation on all rods, and you're gonna demonstrate a test curl, all right? So let's get started. You may begin. First thing I'm gonna do is, let me fix the camera here so you can see. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna sanitize our hands. Let's make sure we got this. And we're gonna face this away from us, because it's gonna be in the center back of the head, okay? So we're gonna sanitize our hands, and like I always tell people, when you're opening this cap, don't let your thumb rub all in here. They take off points. When you're touching this, don't be doing this. Don't touch your hand with this, because they're gonna take off a point for cross-contamination. So what you wanna do, you wanna open it without rubbing your thumb in there. You wanna just squeeze some out without touching it on your hand, all right? You wanna sanitize all the way up to your wrist, all the way up to your wrist and between your fingers, all right? And you wanna go into your bag. You got that kit down there, you got the trash bag hanging, you got your duffel bag down here with all your exam section bags in it, all right? So I'm going in there. All right, you're gonna go in there. Once again, I like to always put me a little section sanitary managing area right there. Okay, in this case, I have a mini cape. We're dealing with a mannequin. Sometimes it's easy to just have a mini cape there. So we're gonna take some of this stuff out of here. You got some clips to help manage the hair. Let me pull everything out. You take your bag, fold it nice and neat, put it over to the side. Permanent waving solution. Cotton coil and your man. We get that in a minute. Let's go ahead and drape up. Now we're going to drape towel, cape, towel. So you might want to have to use your clip. Pull some of this hair up out your way. So you can make it a little easier to put your drape on. fold the towel here. Towel. All right, towel. I always put the extra Velcro on my kits so that it'd be easier. It'd be a lot easier to hold. Got knock in the head sometimes, y'all. The Velcro held tight right there. All right. Okay, so that's towel, cape. Now another towel. And it don't have to be like, oh, this and all that, you know. They don't care about that. If that works for you, then cool. As long as it's towel, cape, towel. As long as the client's protected and their clothing and skin not exposed. So now I got this towel, cape, towel. You want to take here, you got your rollers. I got 7 rollers. I put an extra one in there just in case one pop on me. Easier to grab another one instead of trying to fix the band. You won't need your gloves yet. You can start without your gloves. You want to take your water, you dampen the hair so that it'd be more manageable. Let me tighten this up a little bit. This one here more manageable. You want to go through this process because they're giving you, what is it again, 22 minutes. Okay, so we're going to come behind the ear here, from the apex to behind the ear. We're going to part that hair off out your way. Just real quick, nothing fancy. Same thing over here. Part that off out your way real quick. Nothing fancy. So you got this to work with. Now, when you do your rolling, you want to measure your subsection by the length of the rod. By the length of the rod is how you measure your subsection. How wide you want your subsection to be. Let me zoom in on this. Here. A little bit. Get a little bit closer. Okay. So we're gonna measure. Starting this top at the back of this crown area. We're gonna make this our center back. It's easier to control when it's moist and wet. Okay, here, here. Okay, we've got our subsection, and we got our section here, and then before we do our subsection, we're gonna get our end papers out. Now you got a choice to do a half base or off base or full base or on base. Okay. So I like to kind of wet the tip of my fingers a little bit. That helps me break up these papers. So I can break them up a little bit before I get started, because I want them to be easy for me to grab. And when they all sticking together and stuff, it's hard for you to grab them. Okay. I also like to take some of these loose. All right. So the way you determine your section by the length of the rod. You determine your subsection here by the diameter of the rod. You pull that up like that. You put it to the side like that, and you stick this on it. See if it's the same size. Okay. It's a little bit too big. Let me go back in here a little bit. Take some of that out. All right, y'all, don't spend a lot of time on this. I'm just showing you how to do this. Okay. All right. So once you know, after doing that on the first one, you should be able to eyeball it. What we're gonna do, we're gonna do the, you got a choice. You can do your double booking, which is pulling it in like that. You gotta wet the papers like that. Grabbing your roller, place your roller toward the top of the end papers. Then you want to pull the roller up to the tips, all the way up to the tips. Let me get my proper projection. I think I'm gonna do it a half base. So that means it's gonna be 90 degrees out from where the hair grows. So I'm gonna pull it up over the tips. I'm gonna pull the paper up above the tips, past the tips. That way, and you roll toward you. That way I can avoid fish hooks. Okay? So you just roll. All right. Okay. And then you take that band. You want to make sure this band is not twisted. If this band is twisted like that, then they take out points. So you want to make sure the band is not, have no twist in it. And then you want to come over the top and fasten it. Once you did that, you're good. Let's grab another subsection. Like I said, you should be able to eyeball it after doing that first one. After doing that first one, you should be able to eyeball it. Pull it up, pull it to the side. Now that first one was a double booking. Now we're gonna take this one and we're gonna do a single booking. So you just fold the paper like that on there. Pull it up over the ends every time. Let me get my angle right. Keep my 90. All right. And once again, we want to come over the top without twisting the band. Over the top without twisting the band. All right. We don't want any twist left in the band. Grab us another one. We're gonna do a double booking. Since it's getting lower on the head, I can't hold it up, so I'll hold it down 90 degrees out from where it grows. Now I'm coming from under the bottom. I'm still gonna hold it and pull it over the tips. Now I'm gonna fold it under, but I'm keeping my projection 90 degrees out from where it grows so that my result can be a half base roller. All right. If you need to push the head forward as much as you can, that'll help. Another thing that can help, if you can bend your paper ahead of time and then have it partially open like that and go in with it. Roller. Make sure you keep your 90-degree projection. Pull over the ends, over the tips, so you won't have no fish hooks. Rolling under. Coming over the top of that band. Right there. You want to try to keep the hair centered as much as possible. I'm keeping that 90-degree projection so I can get a half base result, base placement. There we go. All right, that's 5. Now we got one more. Going here, and I'm trying to make sure I'm eyeballing these subsections, trying to keep that same consistent diameter. And also, y'all, make sure that all your rollers are consistent. You can't have one half base and one. You can have half base, off base, full base. You can't have everything got whatever base you choose. It all got to be the same projection. All 6 of them. That's what they're checking. They're checking for that. All right, there you go. There's 6 rollers, all consistent. And once you're through with that, you stop. Once you're through with that, you reach and you let me wipe this water real quick. You do that, like I sprayed that water and it got on the station. You want to clean up any wipes or anything as you go. That's part of the scoring, that you're maintaining your area. Okay, then I'm gonna put my gloves on. All right, so as you get through rolling your 6 rollers, you take and you put your gloves on. This video is gonna be just a little bit longer than 20 minutes. 22 minutes because I'm teaching. But yeah, you got to flow coach through this thing. Now you put your gloves on, you look up, and the rater's going to notice that you're ready. They're going to come over. Oh, wait, my bad. Before you put your gloves on, after you put your gloves on, you take your cotton round, your cotton coil, and you put it around there, okay? Put your gloves on, take your cotton coil and put it around there. Or you can do the cotton coil before the gloves. It don't matter, either one. Either one. Put your cotton coil on, okay? All right, after you got your cotton coil on, and you got your gloves on, then you stand up and look at the rater. Now, the rater's gonna come over there and they're gonna ask you, please saturate the rods. Okay, they're gonna say, please saturate the rods. You take your permanent wave solution, which is just water, okay? And you go from all the way from one end to the other end, all the way down, just this coast, just like I'm doing right now. But you make sure you get all the way to the ends of the hair. Don't just get the middle or don't just get one side. You gotta go all the way side to side, left to right, all the way to the end. Make sure you get all of it, all right? And you put your stuff back up. You look at the radar. And they're gonna ask you, please demonstrate a test curl. And what you can do, you can take one of your rods out, take it loose. You bounce it like that twice. And some people want you, some say you should roll it back and put it back up. But once you demonstrate the test curl, you can just take it out and just sit it on your station. And then the radar is going to pretty much say, thank you, candidate. So you got to put your stuff up now. That's part of the section, okay? So just grab everything you had and put it back in the bags it came in. Your papers, you want to put them back in the bag they came in, okay? Okay, put everything back in here. Everything back in here. Got your solution. This water stays on the station. All your stuff that came with your pre-exam setup, that stays on your station because it's going to be used throughout your section. All right. Now put everything up. All right. Yeah, you can leave that there. You're really not going to be in your way. You can undrape them. You can undrape them. Put all that in the bag. And don't forget, y'all, you gotta coast through that thing. You got 22 minutes to do that. And this video is probably a little bit longer than 22 minutes because I'm teaching. So, and that's it, y'all. And y'all be ready for the next section. So you take this, you just put it in your trash like you always do in every section. And you turn around to the radar and you raise your hand. Indicate to the radar that you're done. Raise your hand. And but you need that just like that. They've already checked you anyway, but they count whether you cleaned up your stuff properly or not. All right. Until the next section. If this is you on YouTube, guys, sometimes I put videos on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you want to purchase the course, if it's on YouTube, the links will be in the description. Guys, with the online course, you got any questions, comment or message me through the course, and they'll get to me and I'll get right back to you. If anything changes, I'll be able to update. See y'all next section.